One. In today's video, let's have a quick look at where DENT is positioned for the next 5 months. So we are almost in the middle of third quarter. So almost we got like 5 months left for ending 2019. So let's have a quick look at the price action today. So if we have a look at the price, DENT is around 5 sats at the moment, so which is pretty good in the recent days compared to what it was a week ago. So that was due to the USDT pairing announcement from Binance. So let's have a look. You can see Binance DENT USDT. It's roughly around 175k being traded. So let's have a quick look at a few of the tweets from DENT regarding eSIM. So if you look at their tweets and follow where they are heading, you might get some clear indication that around the period of May, they started initiating talks with eSIM providers in Japan, and particularly with SoftBank. So Andy, who is one of the co-founders of DENT Wireless, so he has been in constant talks with major providers both in Japan and Korea regarding the eSIM technologies. This tweet talks about that exactly. So this is a mission Japan eSIM. Great to visit the mighty SoftBank. So they are in talks with major telecom providers regarding the eSIM. So which is a good sign that they are spending more energy and resource towards the future of the mobile technology. And they have been actively participating in conferences in the month of May. You can see they had a MVNO's World Congress, and the major highlight there was about eSIM connectivity. So you can see eSIMs are here to stay. They have already 50 million eSIM Apple devices already in the market. So they are targeting 800 million more eSIM devices by 2022. And you can even see in this tweet that they are trying to they have formed a separate team as well. So you can see World Conference in Amsterdam is over and are getting more and more awareness by the operators. Well done, Ramon, and our special eSIM team, Michael and X. So basically they have their own eSIM uh, dedicated team, which is really good from my point of view, because if you look in the future, we are not going to be having mobile phones with physical SIM cards anymore. So instead, a lot of third-party providers will be coming out in the market who will be providing the eSIM for the actual telecom companies. So if you go to Apple's website, you can find the carriers that offer eSIM service. So, and if you go to the bottom, you will see the worldwide service providers. So at the moment, GigSky and TruePhone, what they actually do is like, see, I get a brand new eSIM phone, and I switch on my phone and get myself connected to a Wi-Fi around me, and then download the app from GigSky or TruePhone, and then get a eSIM from the provider of my own choice. Like say if I am in US or if I am in Amsterdam or in Singapore, I choose the appropriate provider that provides eSIM through GigSky and TruePhone, and then they will give a QR code which I then scan it on my eSIM phone, and there you go. I have a service provider mobile activated on my new phone, and then I can buy packages from GigSky and TruePhone. That's the idea of the eSIM integration that is at the moment being done using GigSky and TruePhone. So from my understanding from the tweets that following the tweets that they have made, it pretty much looks like, and they have mentioned like they are in constant talks with handset manufacturers as well. So it looks to me like they could start providing a native app on most of the eSIM phones with the DENT pre-installed. I'm just making it up. So if that is the reason and the push and the drive for having to talk with handset providers, and once imagine if you have DENT installed on one of the major handset manufacturers, then all we need to do is all the new buyers of that handset, all they need to do is just connect on Wi-Fi, and they have DENT app pre-installed on the phones, and they just choose the provider of their choice and then get packages from the DENT app itself. That's the idea of the eSIM integration that they are trying to do. I might be wrong, but I'm not sure whether they are planning to just have eSIM packages alone on the um, mobile on the DENT app, or provide eSIM through partnership with different telecom companies as well. That we are not sure at the moment. But from what GigSky and TruePhone does, it looks pretty much that DENT could be getting into that list if they do it, get it right. So imagine the potential that it could bring. As on this tweet, you can see there are roughly they are estimating that around another 800 million eSIM devices to come onboarded by 2022. So basically, the telecom companies, they don't want to have the hassle of providing the eSIMs themselves. Instead, they offload it to providers like these kind of companies like TrueSky and um, TruePhone and GigSky. So which makes perfect sense from my opinion. And they could buy the data packages or the voice minutes through lots of retail outlets as well. Because they make, most of the telecom companies, they make the money most out of through postpaid contracts or long-term contracts or subscribers. So they don't make a lot directly through pay-as-you-go or prepaid users. So they offload the prepaid um, data packages through retailers like DENT and other companies, so which makes perfect sense from my point of view. So if they get eSIM, they are now targeting around 800 million eSIM devices by 2030. That's a pretty huge market that DENT could have. Imagine at the moment DENT has roughly 20 million users. So you imagine, just imagine if DENT does a very good job on the eSIM integration and tries to get into this one of these worldwide service provider list. That is a huge deal, because that is going to push the number of users of the DENT app from all the way from 20 million to easy 100 million in next couple of years. So once you have 100 million users, you could easily expect at least 1% of the 100 million pool to start buying packages and voice minutes on a daily or a weekly or a monthly basis even. So that is the kind of figure that I am seeing. So at 100 million user, you're gonna have DENT could easily have at least 1 million users buying data. So imagine if 1 million users are using data, and if 1,000 DENT tokens are being used, that just creates scarcity in a natural organic way without any hype on the market. So that is the vision that my Miko and Andy is trying to have, trying to onboard as many users as possible and give them the taste of the app and how to trade data on their app globally. So that is a pretty good business model, with assuming eSIM is going to get more users. Imagine eSIM, they have mentioned in the roadmap that in Q1 2020 they're going to aim for eSIM launch in the Indian market, which is pretty huge. We know already the Indian market is roughly 450 million users, with most of them prepaid users. So that could get at least another 25 to 50 million from India alone once they launch eSIM in India. So that is the idea of that I want to highlight now. So if you, I right now we can start comparing DENT to that of what Skype is doing as a business. So just a quick comparison. So I went through the Wikipedia of for Skype. So Skype was launched in 2003, and around 2005 eBay acquired Skype for 2.6 million USD. So at that time, Skype was having a total user base of 196 million users. So you can get a rough idea of where DENT is positioned at the moment. Right now, DENT might not be having that much huge revenue, to be honest. The reason is they don't have eSIM or most of the users onboarded on a daily basis. So most of the users in the DENT app at the moment are using the app for gaining free tokens using the offer wall. So that could potentially change with the eSIM integration. So in 2005, it was valued at 2.6 billion, and then we had another acquisition from um, Microsoft in 2011 for 8.5 billion USD. So DENT is pretty much heading around there. Already in many of the tweets, they have mentioned clearly that they are in direct competition with Skype, and they are 30% cheaper than Skype as well, which is a bigger climb from my point of view. Um, so that is the thing that I want to discuss mostly today. So with assuming that we are going to have another from all the way from 20 million to 100 million users, we could see more app users buying data actively on a daily basis. So that is the future that that Miko and Andy are trying to bring in. And of course, this eSIM, it will be a great boost if they try to get it right as early as possible, I would say. So yeah, that's it. And thanks for watching. Have a good day.